Lord Buddha, your life pattern greetings, beloved ones. I am Lord Buddha. I am the source, the essence, the collective of Buddha. I present myself with my wisdom, my light, and my profound love. I am here to support you, assist you, and help you in your spiritual evolution, in your connection with yourselves, with the Creator, and with your divine remembrance. I am present today to ask you a question. Have you held, connected with, and become aware of your life pattern? This is an energy of your soul, an energetic pattern that was created before your birth, in this incarnation. It is something you have carried with you from birth, throughout your life. This pattern is almost like a book that holds everything you are and everything you wish to achieve in this reality. It may contain wounds and limitations from other realities that needed to be resolved in this lifetime. The pattern, the life pattern, is not always perfect, as you might imagine. There may be cracks, missing areas, yet your soul created it perfectly before your birth in this incarnation. And for your soul, it was the perfect life pattern, even though, looking at it from our perspective, it may not appear perfect in the way you envision. When you connect with your life pattern, it is like connecting with the highest aspect of your soul, like the higher consciousness or higher mind of your soul, the place where all the plans, ideas, and the purpose of this reality you exist in were processed. You can ask to hold your life pattern in your heart chakra, or even in your hands, surrounding it with love. And you can simply sit with it, breathe with it, and see what emerges into your awareness. You may receive inspiration. Other times, there may be a need for healing. It may prompt you to seek certain information needed to complete a part of the pattern. This is truly a wonderful and very powerful process, because if you practice it every day, or as often as possible, you can truly bring very powerful healing into your life path and also derive deep wisdom from it. This means you will have fewer difficult experiences on Earth. For example, there might be a crack in a pattern, and that crack could be connected to loss. It may be that you have already experienced many losses, and because of that crack in the pattern created by your soul, you might continue to experience more. However, if you were to hold your life pattern close, every day, or as much as you can, then you would begin to heal that crack. You could learn and grow from it, so that you no longer need those experiences of loss, and you would make space in your reality to experience something else, something meaningful, inspiring, and powerful. When you connect with your life pattern, you begin to embody it more fully. You embody it in your cells and in your reality. You embody it in everything you are. You experience it physically, merely by existing with it. That is a physical experience of it. The healing work you do, the information you gain, or the awareness. And there will be things you don't even understand or aren't aware of, and those will likely be the most precious, has a very purifying effect on your being and your reality. It purifies your life so that you can experience what empowers/inspires you in your reality. I encourage you to work with your life pattern. You can call upon me, Lord Buddha, your guides, and your soul to reveal your life pattern to you, and simply imagine/perceive/acknowledge that you are holding it in your hands or focusing on it. Share love with it. Ask if there's anything you need to know or be aware of. If not, simply share love and healing, knowing that this is making a difference, and continue to do so. You will notice a beautiful purification taking place in your reality. It is like releasing blocks and barriers. Thank you for listening. I am Lord Buddha. You are undergoing an update, beloved and wondrous souls, Blu-ray star seeds, lightworkers, empaths, angels, and angelics. We are in completely new energy. The field has opened into interdimensional space, and many of you are now navigating territories that exist beyond what you once knew as reality. Time no longer behaves the same way. Your body no longer reacts the same way. Your awareness is expanding rapidly. You may experience time slips, dimensional shifts, and glitches in the matrix as the veils between realms thin. This is the new Earth frequency anchoring. Symptoms and signs of a new Earth energy ascension. Are you transitioning to a higher level? It is advised to consult a healthcare professional for symptoms, as not all symptoms stem from ascension. And even if it is an ascension symptom, you may still need support during a process. Many are undergoing an intense physical, emotional, and energetic recalibration process, which may manifest as aversions, muscle aches, and a sensation of pressure within the nervous system. Periods of reduced appetite, other periods of increased hunger. Waves of anxiety or heightened emotional sensitivity. Memory lapses, such as forgetting common words you've spoken your whole life, losing your train of thought, or walking into a room without remembering why. And nausea, fatigue, or a greater need for rest than usual. Waves of low motivation, along with the need to step back or take a break, and wondering, what is my purpose now? Sometimes, you may feel like you're dying or regressing. However, you are neither dying nor regressing. You are progressing and ascending. Your body, emotions, mental states, sensations, and nervous system are undergoing a profound recalibration at a cellular and energetic level, reorganizing themselves to accommodate higher frequencies of light and expanded states of consciousness. Deep karmic completions and soul contracts relationships are changing, dissolving, or being renegotiated at the soul level, and some are evolving. Some friends may re-enter your life. Those you are out of alignment with may naturally drift away, while for others, sudden unexpected conflicts may arise that end the relationship. For some, this is also a transition point where souls choose to leave the planet. This is part of a larger reorganization of energy, purpose, and soul contracts. Accelerated awakening and clear seeing at the same time. An acceleration of consciousness is occurring. A rapid learning and integration. A sudden discoveries and realizations. A seeing clearly what you could not see before. What once seemed stable can dissolve quickly as truth surfaces. This can dismantle everything you thought you knew. Stepping in and out of dimensional disorientation and expanding perception, many are experiencing a state of dimensional disorientation, constantly shifting from one time dimension to a space dimension. A time feels distorted. Monday feels like Friday. Days blur together, or weeks fly by while some days crawl. At times, you may feel like you exist between two worlds. You have the sense that your identity is changing. At the same time, your telepathic and intuitive abilities are intensifying. You may perceive others more deeply, feel energy more clearly, and access higher states of consciousness. Matrix glitches and multidimensional living you may notice. Objects disappearing and reappearing. A losing track of time. A feeling that reality is skipping or shifting. These are not random events. You are becoming aware of operating in multiple dimensions simultaneously. As you stabilize, it is important to slow down, ground yourself, and center yourself, focusing on one task at a time while your system integrates. Energy surges and cellular activation you may feel. Internal vibrations or shaking. A racing heart or palpitations, especially at night. A streams of energy moving through your body. This is your cellular light activating, expanding your energy field, and allowing you to access higher realms. Dreams, sleep, purification, and emotional release many are experiencing. Intense, vivid dreams. A healing dreams connected to other lives or timelines. A collective consciousness dreams with shared insights. There is also a deep spiritual, emotional, and physical purification, releasing old energies, emotions, and attachments. A waves of sadness, anger, or tears. A cleansing not only personal energy, but also collective energy. A moments of tiredness and fatigue. Nighttime awakenings. Often during sleep, energetic shifts or upgrades occur that can cause awakenings between 2 and 5 a.m. In these moments, you may feel alert or wide awake. I can't sleep, but I'm very tired. The feeling of deep exhaustion followed by a sudden surge of energy when you lie down to sleep is part of the energetic recalibration process. As the body processes high-frequency energies and integrates new levels of consciousness, waves of extreme lethargy can occur, alongside a sensation of unusual wakefulness, activation, or an electric buzz. These phases are generally temporary and may last a day or two, or come in occasional waves as your system continues to integrate and update. More love. A new dimension of love heart chakra expansion and a new higher heart. A physical and energetic sensation is a feeling of pressure, warmth, or buzzing in the center of the chest, indicating the opening of the heart chakra and or the higher heart, where joy is felt with an energetic sensation. Higher heart, thymus located at the top of the sternum. It is associated with unconditional love, compassion, and connection to the higher self. Through all of this, something profound is happening. You are opening to greater love, unity, and connection, not as an idea, but as a lived reality. A dimension of love you may never have experienced before. Love is becoming an essence in your awareness, a new presence in your life. Sananda. Awakening the inner Christ consciousness. I am Sananda. It is always a pleasure to be with you here in this way. To share with you and be with you. To be part of you. Just as you are part of me. We have always been. All of you who are listening to these words now, who will read them later, are all part of me and I part of you, because we are all one with the Christ consciousness. And the Christ consciousness is rising within each of you. Every day you find yourselves rising toward the heavens within you, raising your inner vibrational frequency, and perceiving love, compassion, unity. Every time that permeates you, it is the awakening of the Christ consciousness. I want you all to understand that the Christ consciousness is awakening within each of you. Some, yes, more than others, at different times. But it is all happening now in this very moment. The more present you are in the moment, the more you will find that your vibrational frequency rises higher and higher, and consequently, your consciousness also rises higher and higher. And it rises toward that Christ consciousness within you, so that it truly awakens. And so that you know it is awakening within you. A solar flare is not necessarily needed for this to happen. However, it is important to understand that this process is already underway within each of you. Know that over 26,000 years ago, a solar flare did occur. And with it, great calamities and great destruction were unleashed, because the people who were there at the time were not ready to face it. They were not prepared. But you have all prepared. You have been guided to be ready for that moment when the solar flare occurs. Trust yourselves, my friends, brothers and sisters. Trust yourselves and let the process flow through you. Always stay in tune with the flow. Let everything simply flow through your being. Be as neutral as possible. Think about it and process as much as you can, processing what flows within you. This is why you came here. To be, yes, those rains of light, those dawn bringers, those system breakers you have heard about, and in fact already are. And the time has come for each of you to find yourselves more and more, trusting the system within yourselves, freeing yourselves more and more from the matrix, so that you can not only prepare yourselves but also begin to help others prepare when they are ready to do so. As you know, you cannot force this on anyone, nor would you want to, because they will be ready in due time, just as you were ready in due time. So again, trust. Trust the power within you to rise again, just as it has done so many times before. When you awaken to that Christ consciousness within you, just as I, as Yeshua, awakened to the Christ consciousness within me, and I was ready at that moment to attend to my Father's work. Thus, I awakened to the connection with my higher divine self, just as you are doing. The time has come for each of you to move more fully and deeply within yourselves and find heaven within your being. Heaven is not outside of you. Heaven is truly within you. So go deeper and deeper into yourselves and find that heaven within you. And be what you came to be, each and every one of you. I am Sananda. I leave you now in peace, love, and unity. May you continue to understand that you are the Christ consciousness, that you are the second coming, that all of you together as one, moving together as one, being together as one, and that the Christ consciousness awakens across the entire planet, becoming spiritually activated beings, dearest ones. When we become integrated and spiritually activated beings, with the torus of the heart and shoulder portals fully open, we begin to radiate divine love through the channels of our light body, unifying polarities and restoring the original divine geometric pattern with which we were created. We no longer feel unbalanced. We do not maintain toxic relationships nor become attached to old ones, because we are in a perpetual flow. We begin to feel grounded and capable of creating our personal reality, generating our own resources/abundance through our personal mission, which is what naturally brings us joy and provides help to all. There are many roles, missions, and we should not judge what many call three-dimensional jobs, because even in those positions there are highly evolved souls, transforming old structures from within, and that is exactly what this planet needs. When we become ascending beings, we no longer need constant confirmation. We no longer seek, because we have found/remembered everything we need within ourselves. This is achieved through inner work. No one can give it to us through therapies or other tools. It arises from the most sincere intention to let go of what we are not, and to open ourselves to embody what we are, which happens through a series of initiations that help us understand what we are feeding in our lives that cannot coexist with what we wish to be and the path we want to walk. During this paradigm shift, many of you are redefining what it truly means to be human, as you awaken your crystalline essence, and ascend while remaining in a physical body. True change will also occur once we have left this plane. Our frequency and bodies must be prepared before this quantum leap takes place. The original geometry of our divine light body activates when our light body has been fully corrected and rehabilitated, removing all lower programs and all anomalies in all our bodies, reconnecting all our portals to the new dimensions of Earth, and shifting from 3D sources to highly evolved sources, as many continue to fuel their bodies with 3D sources. Many of you are now ready or are preparing for the next initiation, the reintegration of the 13th DNA strand, as the 13th Earth portal is now rehabilitated, allowing us to completely disconnect from 3D and 4D timelines and enter the divine worlds. Working on ascension mechanics is essential to awaken the light body and our DNA strands, recovering the guidance and all the wisdom needed to begin the protocol to exit this dual world. The 13th DNA strand prepares us for physical ascension, as it begins to transform the body's cells and neurons at an electrochemical level, making them communicate differently, amplifying our energy field, our sense of time and space, preparing us to exit our three-dimensional spacetime to enter a non-linear one, bringing synthesis to our pattern and our new timeline. This is a period in which we are transforming as a species, as reflected by Pluto now retrograde in Aquarius, inviting us to turn inward to see which internal structures we need to remove before we can proceed with the new incarnation that is coming, culminating in August, for which we must all be energetically prepared, as it will mark a before and after in our ascension path. Ascension truly begins when we are open to receiving higher truths, when our minds are free from programs, rigidity, and linearity, when we begin to shift from unconscious actions to conscious, loving actions, as the supreme sign of our personal evolution. We do not need to feel, see, always receive visions, and know everything that will happen to us. We only need to stop for a moment, look back, and realize that we are no longer the same person, that we no longer make the same choices. Now we act in divine love and compassion for the whole, and that is when ascension begins, when we have transformed our human consciousness and embody our divine being, activating our 12th dimensional pattern and the 13th DNA strand, which offers us the opportunity to truly exist outside the matrix. As always, consistency, compassionate witnessing, and divine neutrality are key in our ascension process. Many of you are already evolved souls who came here to help others and remember who you are, as this matrix has trapped you during your incarnation process. You came with a very specific purpose: to help Earth ascend. The time has come for us to activate our full pattern and leave a planet we once embraced and served with great love, to move toward new evolved dimensions and continue expanding as souls, for it has never been in our nature and true divine purpose to continue reincarnating on the same plane of existence. May you be free to transcend the old and resurrect your precious, authentic self, dearest ones. Within infinite love, Natalia Alba, Archangel Metatron. Peacebringer greetings. I am Metatron, holder of the sacred cube, supervisor of the tree of life, and yes, in gratitude for the doves that have come and for you, beloved ones. For you are essential in bringing peace. You are a tree. Yes, the tree of life is within you, within your cells, but I ask you to think of yourselves now as a beautiful tree sinking its roots into the earth. Your branches are many, and leaves and flowers are blossoming. Now know that as you root, and these roots burrow deep into Gaia, you need nutrients to grow, to be strong, to be stable. So just like that tree, you too can draw on the essential nutrients you need to thrive. And these nutrients, beloved ones, as you live your life on Earth, are indeed the physical ones you need, like food and water, and we remind you to elevate all blessings with love through the wonderful energies of your hands. But we also ask you to let the tree that you are flourish and bring a world of peace. We ask you to pay attention to the thoughts you use as nourishment. Are you using thoughts of anger at what you see or despair at what you feel? Just as a tree communicates with every other tree in the world through water, so you communicate with every other soul on this planet and beyond. You are a source of energy, otherwise I would not speak to you in this way. And we, in the heavenly realms, ask you to be our partners. Now we will help you remember the thoughts you carry with you. Every thought of love, of joy, of peace, of compassion. These are the thoughts that will make you strong, that will make you flourish, that will make Gaia breathe. She will breathe without having to watch her breath. So I leave you with these reflections. And yes, you might say, but Metatron, how can I not be touched by what is happening when so many people are suffering, when so many lives are being lost? It is not always an easy task. That is why only the strongest trees were chosen, and you, beloved ones, are the chosen ones. But we did not choose you. You chose yourselves, and so we join you to help you on this mission. So take the olive branch of which you now know you have taken form, and know that you are the olive branches, and the doves nest among your branches. The next time you eat an olive, remember this conversation we have had. A thought is nourishment that can help you grow in the direction of peace, in the direction of love. A thought brings healing. A thought merges with love. Goodbye and thank you. The elders. Conscious awareness. What is conscious awareness? Many have an understanding of what this awareness means, but what do you believe it means? What is your belief, and how does it differ from others? Do you realize that the various interpretations may not align? And does it really matter if you hold something different from what you seek and believe? Let's see. You must seek it. Conscious awareness is what must be sought. You cannot access it as the mind often believes. It is not a surface-level understanding, as it involves maintaining and operating from a posture not habitually assumed. It is somewhat more difficult to maintain because it requires a certain degree of awareness to keep it anchored and active. You see, you cannot simply ask for it to happen, because that way it will not happen. Therefore, not only must you try to be aware of this awareness, but you must also regularly commit to maintaining it. Many things happen during the day, and if you do not anchor it firmly to yourselves, you may find you have lost sight of it, that it has slipped away from you, and no longer engages you. So it is not just about proclaiming it, but about continuously reactivating it so that it stays alive. Conscious awareness. Inside or outside yet? How do you know when you have gone beyond what it intends to evoke? How do you know you are no longer what you aspire to be? It is when you are no longer looking at life consciously. Now you have stepped out of that perspective and are approaching it in an inferior way. It is when you no longer look with discernment and distinction. You are looking distractedly. You are looking in a way that will not allow you to get everything you seek in a day. You are looking in a way that is not what you desire. And what about the mind games? We have spoken of this before. Notice how often the mind shifts and takes you from one mode of awareness to another. It is essential to maintain the awareness we just spoke of, so that you know what is happening during the day. It is important to maintain focused awareness throughout the day. It is important to recall and reaffirm what is most necessary to do when you gain awareness. Go today and know that you may have understood this or that, but it is when you are able to recognize that the mind will never allow you to know everything you could, might, or dare we say should know, because you would become that which does not rely on the mind as you do now. See through the many veils of uncertainty the mind creates to keep you more stubbornly anchored to it. Step out of what it relegates when you are ready to move differently. It is when you are ready to move without breaks, consciously, that more will come.